Good evening, everyone. So I hope I'm audible. Guys, can you let me know in the chat if my voice is audible or is there any network glitch from my side? Okay, thank you, Dhanashree. So, if you people have any doubts regarding yesterday's session, whatever we have seen yesterday, you can let me know in the chat. Let's wait for a couple of minutes until everybody joins, and then we'll begin today's session. Good evening, guys. Let's wait for another couple of minutes. Let's begin at 6:35. Okay, and Dhanushri, can you let me know how many people are watching the live currently? And do you people went through the concepts which we have seen until yesterday? And do you people have any doubts regarding that? Thank you, Mahak. Thank you, Mars Queen. Thank you, and people. Okay, let's wait until 6:35, and let's begin today's session. And today we'll be starting with jump statements. Okay. I'm fine, Dr. Nurse Queen. Like, may I know your name? Because, and are you from previous batches? Okay, so let's begin today's session. Yes, so today we'll begin it with jump statements in Java. Okay, jump statements, we are having two jump statements in Java. One is one is break keyword and another one is continue keyword. Okay, so I'll give you a real time example of the break keyword. Okay, first of all, I'll tell you how the break statement actually works. Okay, so we have seen yesterday, we have seen the looping statements and all, right? So we have seen three different looping statements, which is for, while, and do while, right? So if you're going to use inside looping statements, also we can use break, or inside if else also I can use break. Anywhere I can use break. Okay, okay. I mean, yeah. Inside the for loop, if I'm having any conditions within that, also I can have my break statement, or I can also, yesterday we have seen in switch case also we have used break statement, right? Yes. So until some condition is true, okay, we have said that the loop will be running, right? Now is that fine? Now is that fine? Now I think it will be fine. You won't be getting any background voice. Okay. So until some condition is true, the loop will be running. Okay. So if you're giving something like, for example, inside a for loop, if you're giving some condition, until this is true, it will be working. Okay. And in the conditional statements, if you're giving some if condition, if so and so, apply break. If you're giving break statement, then your loop control actually terminates and it comes out of your for loop. Okay. So loop gets terminated immediately once it encounters the break statement. Okay. Yes. Now the real-time example of how or where you'll be using the break statement is, see, in the examination hall, if invigilator finds you with any malpractice and all, if you get caught, then they'll immediately terminate you from the I mean, like, in the sense, terminate you either from your semesters, or uh, they'll not allow you to write the exam, right? They'll not allow to continue with your exam. So this is the real time example of break statement. Okay, so let me show a short demo on break statement, how break statement works. Okay, so what I'm trying here, I'm going to iterate from 0 to 5. Once my I becomes 3, I'll be applying break. Okay, and I'll also be printing hello, or I'll print I value. Okay, when I try to run this code, see here, my I starts from 0, right? So 0 is getting printed, then 1 is getting printed, then 2 is getting printed. Now, when my iterator I becomes 3, I have given a condition over here. If my I is equal to 3, then I am telling break. Once this break keyword is encountered, the control comes out of the loop. Okay. So when my I becomes 3, it comes out of the loop, it breaks. So only 0, 1, and 2 are being displayed. So this is the break statement. And one more jump statement we are having. Next is continue. Okay, it is not statement at all, it is some kind of keyword. Okay, so in Java we used to have many keywords. As I've already said you, keyword means we will be having some reserved meaning for those words. Okay, yes. What happens in continue means we'll be giving a loop. Until this condition is true, the loop is going to work. Okay, I mean, the loop is going to be active. So when the continue keyword is being encountered, all other, I mean, like, all the rest of the code will be ignored, skipped. For example, I'm giving a for loop over here, and inside this for loop, I'm giving some condition, and I'm giving continue. Okay, I'm inside my for loop. I'm having some if statement and I'm giving some continue block. And after this continue block, for example, say not here, I'll not end my block here. After this continue, let's say I'm having some 10 lines of code. Okay, and again I'll close the block and this for loop. What happens is the loop will be running until this condition is true. Once this continue keyword is encountered, my rest of the code in this block, my rest of the block will be skipped. It will not be terminated, it will be skipped. It will be skipped and again the for loop will be started to run. Okay. So when jump must be made to the next iteration of the loop immediately. Okay, so when you want to skip some particular steps, when the condition is met, that time if you want to skip some particular things, and when you want to go to the next iteration, you'll be making use of the continue keyword. And this is the two jump keywords which we have in Java. Jump statements is nothing but either you want to terminate based on some condition or you want to skip. Either you want to jump from one code snippet to another code snippet, okay, with some conditional logics and all. If you want to skip from one place to another place, okay, then that is called as jump. Usually in English terms also we used to call jump means from here to somewhere, right? So either it can be terminating means you'll be making use of break keyword. If you're going to skip some particular steps, then you can make use of continue keyword. So let me show you a demo of continue keyword. This is for break, right? If I'm giving continue, let's see what happens. Let's see what is happening over here. When my I is 0, I starts from 0, right? So when my I is 0, I gets printed. Okay, because I is not equal to 3. Then my I becomes 1. 1 is not equal to 3. When my I becomes 3, wait, 0, 1, 2. Okay, 0, 1, 2. When my iterator is having the value, it is not reaching until 3. Okay, so this continue will not be having any effect. Next time when my I reaches 3, here this if block will be getting executed. My I is 3, right? So continue keyword is encountered. So all other statements after this will be ignored. So this is actually skipped over here. That's why 3 is not getting printed. So it's skipped and control immediately it goes to my next value. Iterator goes to my next value. Now here my I becomes 4. Okay, so 4 will be printed because 4 is not equal to 3. 4 will be printed. And again, now my I value becomes 5. 5 is less than 5. The condition fails, so my loop terminates. This is continue keyword and this is break keyword. So here when I is equal to 3 is encountered, you are breaking the entire loop. And here when I is 3, when you are encountering the iterator becomes 3, you are skipping that particular step and then you are going to the next iterator. So this is the difference between the break and the continue keyword. Okay, and these are the jump statements. Yes. So in real time example, continue keyword is something like I mean, like if you people have traveled in flights and all, we used to have for collecting our luggages. We used to do. I mean, it will be coming in this way only, right? Our luggages will be coming in this way after we are reaching the destination. Okay, so for example, let's take this is going to be my bag. Okay, if I'm not coming on time, if I'm not picking it up, then what it does? It just gets skipped and it will be moving on. It will be going on, right? So this is something related to that. Okay, so these are two jump keywords in Java. So do you people have any doubts regarding this until now? Yes, return statement is also considered as jump statement only. We also have return statement also. Thank you for remembering that. We also have return statement. Return is also jump statement only. Okay, return keyword. Return keyword mostly we'll be writing it some kind of functions will have a return type. Okay, functions or methods we call it over here. So if you're having any function, any methods, okay, and if it is going to return any data type, for example, let's say int means it has to, oh, sorry, int, for example, I'll write a method square. I'm passing some argument int n. Okay, so here square is my keyword. I mean, square is my method name, and here int is my keyword. Int is my data type, which my method must return. So here I'll be having, at last, I'll be writing the logic over here, and at last I'll have return some int value. For example, I'm giving some result variable. Okay, so this is actually the difference between all the jump statements. So guys, are you clear about the jump statements, or do you have any question? I want everybody to respond in the chat. So I want you people to respond in the chat if you're clear with if you're clear with the two keywords, the jump statements, then we can go ahead with Python methods. Okay, no doubts. Okay, so next let me go ahead with methods. Okay, in Python, usually we'll be having some functions, right? So functions are actually known as methods. Functions and methods both are same only, but in Java we used to call it as a method. Okay, method means it is going to do some particular task, so it is going to perform some task. Okay, for example, let's take, I'm going to write a use case where I'm going to write the square logic for some 10 times, say. Each and every time, instead of writing the logic for 10 individual times, what I'll be doing is I'll be enclosing the logic within a method. Okay, so within a method, I'll write a method. Here we have written, right? There we have written. Like this, I'll write one method, okay, where I'm having the logic to compute the square of a number. Okay, and then what I'll be doing, I'll be just wherever required, I'll be just doing the method calling or function calling. I'll just call a method. So if I want to make use of that particular method, I'll call that function, I'll call that method, and for example, I want to find the square of 4 means I'll pass 4 inside this. And if I want to compute the square of 10 means I'll write 10. So we'll also be discussing how to define a method, what and all the different parts a method have. Okay, yes. So these two things. My inputs can differ, but the logic is going to be a generic one, same. Okay. So this is how you will be declaring a method. Okay. So first of all, I said on the very first day, we used to have access specifier, or it is also called as access modifier. And I have already said you that in Java we have 4 types of access modifiers. One is public, protected, default, and private. Okay, so you have to specify whether your method is a public one, or whether your method is a private one, or whether your method is a protected one or default one. Okay, next thing which you'll be giving here is the return type. what your function must return or what your method must return. Okay, if you are giving int, then it means that your method must return a integer variable. If you are giving void, if you are giving void, then it doesn't mean that like you want to return, for sure you want to return anything at all. With no return type also you can have function if you're giving void, because void means nothing, right? It actually defines that your function is not going to return anything. Okay, that is why we are giving void. If you're going to give int, then your function must compulsorily it must return an int. Okay, if you are giving a float, it must compulsorily it must give a float value. Boolean means boolean. Okay, and here it is the method name, your method name, what you're going to have. You can you are going to define your own method, means you can give name as required. And here inside the parenthesis you're going to give the values, which is called as parameters. I mean the inputs which you're going to pass inside this particular function for doing some task. Okay, for doing some computation task on which data you want to perform the operations, you are going to perform like you're going to pass that arguments and parameters both holds the same meaning. You can either call it as arguments or you can call it as parameters. Okay, arguments or parameters. Yes, so instead you'll be passing a parameter. Okay, this is on a whole it is known as which color do I choose? Yes, just for fun only. Okay, so this is on a whole it is called as the method header. Okay, and inside this you will be defining the method body. Okay, the logic, what your method must perform, the entire logic will be writing. Okay, so these are the 5 different things which you have. Don't worry, we'll see what and all the things what is the meaning of these 5 keywords. Okay, so first is definition. Whenever you are defining a method, like you have to follow the correct syntax while defining or declaration both holds the same meaning. Okay, next is invocation. Invocation means it is nothing but function call. Invocation means you're going to invoke a method. Okay, you're going to call a function or you're going to call a method. So invocation means okay, when you're going to call the function, you can only pass an integer value. The value which you are passing during your function call must match with the data type that is defined in the function definition. Okay, so if you're giving something as square, at the end all, it will give error because here it is string. Here it is string, right? But here you have defined that my argument, the parameter which is going to come inside my function is going to be an integer value. So this raises the error. Okay. Yes. So scope is see if you are writing a particular method, for example, say if you're having any doubts, you can ask me then and there. Okay. So I'm going to write a method in cube. I'm going to find a cube means cube int n. Okay, here inside this, let me define int result is equal to 0. Okay, and I'm going to compute some steps like result is equal to n star n star n star n star n, and if you're going to return the result variable. Okay. So here, when you're trying to return your result value, it gets returned because this is actually which is called as the local variable. Okay. Once again. Yes. Okay. So here, yes. So here I'm defining a result variable, okay, and I'm going to compute the cube root logic. I'm going to write the logic and I'm going to return the result value. Okay. Here, this is actually called as my local variable, right? So scope or lifetime, both hold the same meaning. Okay. Scope of a variable. Scope of a variable or lifetime. The meaning is, I mean, time until which the variable is active. In this case, this is my local variable, okay, which I have defined inside my method, and I'm going to make use of it. If here I'm trying to print my value, like if I'm giving system.out.println res, I'll be able to access the value of this res variable. But if I'm accessing it anywhere outside my method means I'll not be able to access it. Why? Because my scope of my variable got over here itself. When the function is over, that time itself my scope also got over. My lifetime of this stress variable is only until I'm only inside this method. Inside this method, I'll be able to make use of this stress variable, but outside the method, I'll not be able to use that. Okay, so this is actually the meaning of methods. So, do you people have any doubts regarding the methods? We'll be seeing a simple example. Guys, are you clear with the methods concept? Guys, are you all on the track? After seeing the method example, we'll take a small 2 minute, 5 minute break, and then we'll come. And today we'll also be having more exercises, things and all. Means you'll be having more hands-on exercises. I'll be giving some questions to you. You're supposed to code and let me know the logic and all. Okay? Yes. Sakshi. Okay. Good. Yes. So let me show you a demo. Okay. So this is my method, right? So let me write a simple public static int at a b return a plus b. Okay. So here let me get two numbers from the user and then let me call the function. Okay. So here, see, here this is my method. this is my access modifier. This is my access modifier and this is my static keyword. Here I'm going to give the data type which my function wants to return. Okay, so here I'm going to return an integer value. Add is my method name. A and B are the parameters arguments which I'm going to pass inside this method. Okay, so let me give int result is equal to A plus B and let me return the result. Okay, I'm going to compute the addition of these two variables and I'm going to return the result value. Okay, now this is my add method. This is my main method. Okay, inside my main method, I'm going to make use of this scanner object because I want to get dynamic user input. So I'm going to enter two numbers. Enter two integers and I'm going to get two numbers. As it is an int data type, I'm going to make use of next int. Okay, so guys, I'm audible, right? Okay, so I think you people, when did my screen got when did when did my net got disconnected? Because do you people listen to this example or do I want to reiterate on that? Should you want to reiterate on this stuff? See here, you're actually going to write a method which is add. Okay, and you're specifying the access modifier as public and your return type is int. So you're going to pass two parameters A and B. Okay, and here you're going to create a local variable of that particular method in res where you'll be adding A and B and you'll be assigning it to the res variable and we'll be returning that res variable. Okay, and here you're going to take input from the user, which is dynamic input, and you're going to call the method. You're going to call add method. You're going to pass num1 and num2. So when you're going to pass num1 and num2, positional, positionally it gets assigned. So A will be assigned with the num1 value, B will be assigned with num2 value. And when you're trying to print the addition value, you'll be getting the sum. 4 and 5, you'll be getting 9 as the output. Okay. Yes. So next thing, so now it's quiz time. Can you people drop the answer for this in the chat? What is the correct way to call a method named print message in Java? You just put the option. Just put the option number, either A or B or C or D. What is the correct way to call a method named print message in Java? So my method name is print message. Okay, so my method name will be print message, and I just want you people to let me know what is the correct way to call. See, here they are only concentrating on method calling only. Okay, method calling. This is the int over here. Be very clear. It is not method definition. It is only method calling. Okay. Yes, yes, great. Okay, cool. So you people have understood, right? It is of course easy only. So B is the correct answer because it tells that print message is a void message. That's why we are not returning any value and we are not going to pass any argument. And for method, you want to include parentheses. Okay, so here only it has included the right parentheses. So B is my answer. Okay, yes. So I'll be giving you a task. Okay, simple task only. I want you people to drop your code snippets in the chat. Okay, task is uh, I mean, okay, it's quite simple. Okay, so think of a use case. Simple use case only. Think of a use case. Wait, I'll make use of. Think of a use case where you will be using a method which returns a boolean value and a method which returns a string value. So you have to construct a simple use case, okay, in such a way that your use case must have two methods. Two methods it must have. Okay. And one method must return some boolean value. See, I'm not restricting you to follow a particular problem or to follow a particular use case. It's your own only. It's out of your own interest. But the thing which is required is I'm giving here. You want to think of a use case where you will be able to solve that use case by creating two methods, where one is going to return me a boolean value and another one is going to return me a string value. Okay, it is quite very simple. I hope you people are clear with the task, right? Task one. People are clear with the task, right? You have to think of a use case where you are having two methods, only two methods. Okay, and your first method or your second method, I mean, the order can be changed. One method must return a boolean value and another method must return a string value. So think of what I want you people is think of a use case. Okay, write it in code. Use case means it is very simple. You can do very simple things also you can do. I need your code snippets to be dropped in the chat. So guys, it is very simple, right? I hope you can do that. So I'll give you 5 minutes time, okay, for constructing the logic and for constructing the code and all. Okay, at 7:15, we'll discuss on that. Okay, guys, are you clear with the question? Are you clear with the task? Anyone can respond. Either Sakshi, Mahak, Dhanushri. Sampada, Mahak, Ganeshka. Ganeshka, actually, you are from previous batch, right? Yes, okay. So I will need you people to drop your code snippets in the chat, okay? So where you can construct very simple use cases also. And today also we'll play a game. But today I'll start it from 8:15 so that like it'll be easy for us to complete. Okay guys, I'll resume at 7:15. You work on that, okay? And if you have any doubts, you put that in the chat, okay? If you are having any doubts regarding the task. So, guys, have you consulted any use case where you will be using two methods? Are you people working on that? Because I couldn't see any code snippets. Okay. Is anyone trying? If you're trying, what you can let me know in the chat. Is anyone trying, guys? There's no response from your side. Hmm. Boolean string is equal to true. Okay. Yes, like this, but I want you to make use of methods. Here it is conditional statements, right? If else is conditional statements. But I want you to make use of methods. For example, methods means I want you to give create two methods. Okay. So one must return a boolean value. Boolean what I can give. Uh, I'm thinking of a use case. Boolean. Mm, okay. Boolean is correct age. Okay. And I'm giving my age. Okay. Hello guys, am I audible? Yes, am I audible, right? Can anyone let me know? Here, the climate is rainy. That's why I'm getting a network glitch from my side. Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, where is that? Yes, what I was telling. See, if I'm going to have something like this means, okay, if my age is greater than or equal to 8 in itself, this truth statement will return. A method will only return a single value. Okay, even though we are having two return statements over here, once this return statement is executed, that's it. My control comes out of my method, and again this statement will not be executed at all. Okay, so even if I'm enclosing it inside a else block also, it holds the same meaning as this only. Okay, so yes, so here that's why I'm giving here. So here my use case is it's very simple only. I'm going to check if a person is eligible to vote or not. Okay, very template example. Everybody used to do that only. So what I'm checking is if I'm going to check if the age is greater than or equal to 18. If it is age is greater than or equal to 18, I'm going to return a true value. For this, I'm going to make use of a boolean method. Okay, and if my value is if my value is true, then I want to write a method which returns me eligible. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so I have written this function. Now I'll be doing string result is equal to, let me give another method, public static string get age status. Okay, not if age. I'll not pass anything. I'll call my method inside this method. If so, int, oh no, boolean is correct is equal to, I'll call this method is correct age. Age I want to pass up int age. If is correct, then I'll return you are an adult and eligible for voting process. I'll return you're not an adult and not eligible for the voting process. Okay. Here I will just call my I'll just assign string result is equal to get age status of age, and I'll be printing my result. Okay, so I hope this use case is you are able to understand this use case. So here I'm going to get the age from my user, okay, which is an int of course, and I'm going to call my string message which will be telling get age status. So my control comes over here, okay, and here in my get age status method I'm going to call another method is correct age. To 18, then I'll be returning a true. If not, it will be returning false. Okay. So here in the if block, I'm giving Okay, in the if block, I'm giving if is correct, then I want to return this particular string. Else, I want to return this particular string. These strings are getting validated. These strings are getting actually assigned to this result variable, and when I try to print the result, it gets printed. Okay, and one more thing here, you may ask, we are not giving if is correct is equal to true. Okay, well, I'll also say that. See here, if true means if your condition is true means then the particular statements will be getting executed, right? Execution of this block will be done, right? Yes. Now you can either give if is correct is equal to true. You can also give like this, or you can also give if is correct. Both holds the same meaning only. Why? Because here also here my is correct variable will be having boolean value. So here true only will be passed. So if true means automatically that statement will be getting executed, right? So either you can give like this or you can give like this. Okay, both holds the same meaning only. Yes. So when I try to run this code, it's okay. So when I try to run this code, if I'm giving my age 45 means it's telling you are an adult and you are eligible for voting process. If I'm giving my age as 16 means 15. It's telling you are not an adult and not eligible for voting process. A simple use case. So guys, are you clear with this example? Are you clear? So if you're clear, okay, before seeing, next we'll be seeing the linear data structure things, and we'll also be seeing a couple of DSA algorithms today. Okay, and we'll also be seeing strings and all. So I just want you people to have a small break and come so that like we'll be discussing more detailing into Java. Okay. Okay. So sorry guys. I was audible, right? I'm audible now, right? Okay. Yes. So, just like people take a small break, okay, and come at 7:35. 7:35 we'll be resuming the session. We'll be seeing more about arrays, strings, DSA, and if time permits, today I'll also be giving you. Uh, like a small introduction on OOPS. Okay, and tomorrow we'll see the OOPS concept detailing. Guys, I'm audible, right? Anyone can respond. Sonal or Dhanushri. Okay, guys. But my screen is not visible, right? My screen is not visible, right? Is my screen visible or is my screen is not visible? Dhanushri, can you respond? Are you able to see my screen? Okay, guys, you go for a break. Okay, now it will be visible, I guess. Hmm. Now it's visible. Guys, you can go have a 5 minute break. Well, let's start the class at 7:38. Okay. Thank you for your response, guys. Hi guys, so let's resume the session. Yes. I have only stopped sharing my screen. I think it will be useful for you. Yes, now it is visible, right? Okay, fatafat I'll cover all the things. Okay, let's dig more deeper into Java. So now let's see what is an array. Okay, array is nothing but, as I've already said you, here also I'll scribble. Here I'll scribble. Okay, somewhere. Okay. Array means it is nothing but you're going to store the elements of you're going to store the elements of same data type. And I have also said you that the elements are stored in continuous memory addresses. Okay, so and next thing is you will be able to access and traverse the elements in an array with the help of indexing. Okay, indexing, we used to have the concept of indexing with which you'll be able to uh, able to access the entire array, and your indexing starts from 0. So here your first element will be in will be called as the 0th index. Okay, next one will be called as the first index. Third element, for us it is 1 2 3, but in array indexing it will be stored from 0, okay, to n minus 1. N is the length of the array, so your array size would be 0. Your indexing will be 0 to, if arr is your array name, arr dot length minus 1. Okay, so 0 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so this is, if you want to Okay. Sorry guys. Today there is a here it is raining, that's why I'm getting more network glitch. Tomorrow that issue won't be there, okay? Yes. So guys, are you all on the track? Really sorry from my side. Are you all on the track, guys? Anyone can respond. If continuously I'm getting network glitches means I'll do any compensation class. Let's wind up at 8. Like in the sense I'm telling, if I'm continuously facing network glitches means we'll wind up soon today and tomorrow we'll compensate the session. Okay? Yes. Okay. So here in this example, they have used 2 bytes. Okay, because that's why they have given 3020 3022 and all. 2 bytes of space is given to all the elements over here. But if I'm going to make use of 4 bytes where each and every integer element it consumes 4 bytes means my first element will be stored here. My first element will be stored in the address 1000 means my second will be stored in the area 1004 because 4 bytes of data is getting allocated, right? So next third element will be getting stored in 1008. Next it will be stored in 1012. Next it will be stored in 1016. No, 1000 is 16. Next will be stored in 1020. Okay, because 4 bytes of data is getting allocated. Okay. Yes. And next thing. Okay. Next thing. This is 1D array. We are having 2D arrays also in Java. This is 2D array. Here stores in contiguous memory locations. Here stores elements of same data type. Okay. This is 2D array. 2D array is also called as multi-dimensional array. And 1D array is also called as single dimensional array. Okay. Next thing here is this is this one square box you take, it will be stored in this format. Okay. You know, right? This is rows. So here you have 3 rows and this is columns. Here you're having 3 columns, right? So whenever you are some array, whenever you're defining your array, you'll be ARR square bracket because int ARR square bracket is equal to giving 1. What is this? 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30, 50, 40, and 80. Okay. Yes. This is 1D array. That's why you are giving one square bracket. And here you are specifying that your array is going to store the elements of int data type. If you are going to maintain 2D array means you'll be giving a int ARR. You'll be using 2 square brackets. And your value which is going to the value you are going to represent in the first square bracket, it corresponds to number of rows, and here it corresponds to number of columns. Here number of rows is 3, number of columns is also 3, so 3 3. Okay. Yes. And when you want to access your elements you'll be giving something like this. So you take this one square array like this, only indexing will be there. Okay, like this one it will be there 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. So if you want to access the first element, you are supposed to give ARR 0 of 0. So the meaning of this is I want to access the element from a array where the element is present in 0th index and 0th column. 0th index and 0th column is 200, right? So 200 will be getting printed. Okay. This is how I'll be, like accessing my multi-dimensional arrays. So I'll be showing an example of single dimensional, multi-dimensional array, and then in order to traverse the array, we'll be making use of for loop. Okay, let me show you an example. Int AR is equal to, either you can give new int of 5. So here you are giving that you are going to create an array of integer data type which is going to store 5 elements, and you can define your first element, ARR of 0 is equal to 10, ARR of 1 is equal to 20, okay. ARR of 1 is equal to 20, then ARR of 2 is equal to 30, ARR of 3 is equal to 40, ARR of 4 is equal to 50. So I want to print my elements which is present in array. This is known as array traversal. Okay. I'll be giving for int I is equal to 0, I is less than ARR dot length, I plus plus. I'll be printing system dot println ARR of 5. Okay, and it will actually give me the array elements. Okay, 30, 40, 50. Okay, I can either first define the size of the array and then I can assign the elements, or directly also I can give something like this. Int ARR is equal to 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, and if I try to print the values, I'll be able to print that. Okay, so it is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And in loops, we are having one more concept. For each loop. Usually, whenever you want to manipulate the elements in your array with the help of some indexes and all, you won't be making use of this for each loop. Okay, this for each loop, like in order to traverse, it will be very useful. For example, if you are going to have an integer array, let's say, okay, without using any length function and all, directly you can like iterate through the array. The syntax will be for, this is integer array, right? So my iterator would also be of integer data type. Int I is my iterator, colon ARR is my array name where I want to iterate the elements. And if I try to print I means all the elements will be getting printed. We show you a demo for each loop. For int I in ARR system.println I. Okay, so if I'm running this code means I'll be getting the same output. This is known as for each loop. Okay, and next thing, let me give you an example of 2D array. After seeing 2D array, we'll be having a small coding challenge. Okay, 2D array. Yes, I said right. 2D array means I want to use two square brackets. So I'm using two square brackets and my array name is ARR. Okay, and here in my earlier step, what I did, just in my one curly braces I gave the entire elements because it is my 1D array. But here, see, this is one array, so this comes in my first row. These are the elements which comes in my second row. These are the elements which is going to come in my third row. Okay, entirely it is going to be a 2D array. So I want to pass inside two curly braces, and this is one list, this is one list, this is one list. So how the elements, it will be stored in square brackets, in the sense it will be stored in this way. These elements will be stored in this way. So, so here it is 1, 2, 3, right? So this is my first row. So 1, 2, 3. Then my second row, 4, 5, 6. Then 7, 8, 9. Okay. So next thing, in order to traverse a 2D array, you want to make use of nested loops. Okay. Nested loops means loop inside loop. Loop inside loop is called as nested loop. Okay. So in order to traverse a 2D array, what I want to do is I want to make use of a nested loops, which means for int I is equal to 0, I is less than arr dot length I plus plus. Then I'll be giving for int j is equal to 0, j is less than arr of 0 dot length j plus plus. I'll be writing my logic. I'll be writing my logic over here. Okay, so see, I'll explain you. This is actually known as nested loops. Nested loops because loop inside loop. Okay, I want to check whether I am on the track or not. Yes. So this is actually called as outer loop, and this loop is actually termed as my inner loop. Okay. Always your outer loop corresponds to number of rows. So in this case, my array size is 3, right? This is my array, and this is my array, and this is my array, because my length of my array is 3. So here number of rows is 3. Okay, and then I don't know what will be my column size. Okay, see here my column size is 3. If I'm going to pass another element, means my column size will be 4, right? I hope you are able to understand. If I'm doing like this, means then how the elements are stored. It is stored something like this, right? 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5, 6, 9, 7, 8, 9, 9. So how it is enclosed is, this is going to be my first element. I mean, this is going to be my 0th element, and this is going to be my first index. Okay, and this is going to be my second index. Okay, second index 0, 1, 2. So overall my array length is 3. That's why number of rows is 3. And this is overall, it is enclosed in a one more array. So my column size, it depends on Okay, this only. So here, if I'm having 4 elements, means my column will be 4. If I'm having 3 elements, means my column will be 3. So what I'm doing here is ARR of 0. ARR of 0 means here it is this array. 1, 2, 3, 5. ARR of 0 dot length. So here it is 4, right? So 4. So this corresponds to my number of rows and this corresponds to my number of columns. So like this only it will be working. Okay, so I'll show you a demo. Printing the array for int I is equal to plus for int j is equal to ARR of 0 dot length system dot out dot println ARR of I plus j. So print I'll give and next statement I'll give println statement. Okay. If I'm trying to print means yes, you're getting like this. Okay. So this is the way how we'll be printing your 2D arrays. Okay. So guys, do you have any doubt until this? Until 2D array, until arrays, do you have any doubts? Until arrays, do you have any doubts? It's 8. I think today we'll solve the coding challenge and we'll see more about strings concept. Okay. If time permits, we'll play the game. Otherwise, tomorrow also we'll play. There is no issues. Okay. And one more thing I want to tell: whenever you are learning this nested concept, okay, be very clear on this nested loops because many questions are going to be framed whenever you're going and sitting in the interviews. Okay. And also I don't know how many people have you made use of have come across the pattern printing problems and all. Pattern printing problems and all. So we used to have star patterns, something like this, right? Used to have star, 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 or we used to have some patterns like this also. One star, two star, 3 star. Like this also we used to have some patterns. So all these pattern problems can be solved with the help of nested loops. So for companies like Zoho and all, they'll be asking pattern problems as well in the very first round. Okay, after the technical round, they may ask in all these things. So be clear with the nested loops concept. Okay. For doubts, you're telling Nova. Okay. Okay, so if you are not having any doubts, I'll be getting introduced to the coding challenge number 1. Okay, so yes, so here this is the question. Given an array where all the elements have even frequency except one element. So your task is to find that one element which actually has odd frequency. Okay, so the question is very simple. You'll be given an array of elements. Okay, where every element in your array will be having even frequency. Even frequency means it can be like it is divisible by 2. Okay, except one element which is going to have some odd frequency. You are supposed to return that particular element which have odd frequency. So in this case, when you take the frequency of 1, it is 2 because 2 times 1 is present, right? Next, when you take the 3 count, it is 1 time only it is present. 4, 1, 2, yeah, it is also present 2 times. Then 5, 1, 2. Then 7, it is present 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 8, it is present 2 times. So see, all the elements have even frequency. Okay, except one element, which is 3. So I want to return that 3 as my output. So there are 2 constraints which is given over here. In this particular question, you will be having only one element which have odd frequency. See here in this case, my 3's count is 1. Either it can have a count of 3 or 5, anything, but it should be odd. Okay, and one more challenge over here is you have to try to solve the problem is in O of 1 space complexity and O of n time complexity. Okay, now you people may have a doubt what is the meaning of time and space complexity. Time complexity means the time taken the time taken by your system to run a particular code, except the inputs and all. Okay. So the time which your system actually takes to run a particular code is known as time complexity. Space complexity means the amount of space or memory. If you want to keep your phone charged, you better keep now. So power government you can't. Once again, guys. Yes. So the amount of space or memory which is required except the input and the output, it is termed as the space complexity. Okay. So every time whenever you are writing an optimal code, you have to ensure that you are writing your logic in O of n and O of 1 space complexity. Okay. And whenever you're solving DSA questions and all, first try to come up with the brute force approach. Brute force approach in the sense it is trying all the possible combinations. Okay. And then you have to solve the problem in, like, I mean, intermediate, or it is something like with medium complexity. So you each and every time you have to increase your optimization, medium complexity, and then you have to come up with the optimized code. It is not medium complexity, it is brute force approach, then it is better approach, something better than brute force, then it is an optimized approach. Okay. Yes. So guys, are you all on the track? I want you people to solve this particular question and drop me in the chat, in the comment. Okay. So I want the answer for this code. You can either go with using any collections which we have in Java, or you can also go and use anything, any algorithms or anything you can use, any operators, you can use anything. So, is the question understandable for everyone? Or do you people have any doubts in the question? It is very simple. You're just going to return the element which is going to have an odd frequency, and the constraint which is given over here is except that one element, all other elements will be having an even frequency. Mahak, are you clear with the question? Shakshi, are you guys clear with the question? Mahak, okay, I want you people to try this out. You can take 5 minute time, and then we'll be discussing the answers for that. Am I audible, right? Okay, okay. Thank you, Komal. Thank you. Yes, so you can try it out this question. Take 5 minutes time and try it out. Don't go and check anywhere. No. If you're getting the logic, that's fine. If not, we'll discuss it. Okay. I hope you people are trying it out. is what is the status from your side? Because today it is complete silence from your side. You guys are trying it, right? Are you trying or do you need any clarity in the question? Kamal, are you trying it out? Yes, okay. So we'll discuss the solution, okay? But I'm not getting any response from the people. Why is it that much hard to follow? Okay, let me give you some 2 to 3 minutes extra. If people you have any logic, if you're building any logics, you can build because they want response from your side. From your side. Even if you're solving, if you don't know how to solve, also that's fine. You can let me know in the chat. Okay, let take some 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so let me discuss you the solution. I don't know why people are very silent today. Okay, so first solution is first approach is either you can use any collection frameworks like HashMap. I'll just discuss the solution. Coding part we'll do it afterwards as well. HashMap, okay. HashMap is actually a collection in is a collection in Java. Here it is actually it stores key value pairs. Okay, when I'm discussing more about collections, I'll let you know about HashMap and all. Okay, here it is stored in key value pairs, and this is actually useful. I'll just tell you the logic. Okay, so first, what you can do is you can jot down the frequency of each and every element in the hash map, and you can check. You can iterate through each and every element in the hash map, and you can check if the frequency is odd or even. If it is even, then you can skip. If it is odd, you can return as such. Because it was given in the question that your array will have only a single element with odd frequency. Okay, this is going to be my first approach. Okay, so my second approach is either I can use something like bucket algorithm. Okay, bucket algorithm is nothing but, let's say, every time whenever you are given a coding question, they'll be giving you some constraints. Means your, for example, your the elements of the array will be in the range from 1 to 50, something like this. In the sense, what you can do is, and your array is something like arr is equal to 10, 10, 20, 30, 20, 20, 20. Okay, if it is something like this, then you will be creating another array. Okay, I'll be just telling you the concept. You'll be creating another array, which is bucket array. And this bucket array size will be 51. Why? Because here, guys, are you there? Mahak, Komal, Sakshi, Dhanushri, are people there in today's class? Because Sonal, you will be very active, but I don't know what happened. Okay, so see, if here in my constraint, if they're giving me from 1 to 50 means, I'll be creating a bucket of size 51. If they're specifying 1 to 100 means, I'll be creating a bucket of 101 size. Okay, now what I'll be doing is, so here what will be my case? So here an array will be created for me from 1 to 51, right? From 1 to 51, I'll be having the boxes, right? Now, okay, on 1 to 51, we'll be having something. Till here, now we'll be having okay. Now let's take the first element. It is 10, right? So you have to mark bucket of 10 minus 1 plus plus. You have to increment. Okay, so if 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what you'll be doing is your element is 10, right? So you'll be incrementing it. Again, your element is 10. So again, you'll be incrementing it. Here now it becomes 2. Then I'll be taking smaller values. Okay, it is 2. Assume it as 2, 3, 2, 2, 2. Okay, so 2, right? So 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. So here I will be incrementing 1, 2. Now it is 3. So 3 minus 1, 2. In my second index, I'll be incrementing 1. Next, my value is 2. So here it becomes 2. Here it becomes 3. And again here it becomes 4. So now, after traversing my entire array, okay, and after traversing my entire array and after updating it in my bucket, now I'll be traversing my bucket array. Okay, so when I traverse my bucket array, I'll be checking if my ARR of that particular index is even, then that is going to be my element. For example, here it checks whether ARR of 0. Okay, it is 0 only. Initially, whenever you are assigning this 51 bucket, initially you have to fill this bucket with 0. Okay. So again, now my first index will be 4. 4 is even frequency, right? Next one. 1 is an odd frequency. In my second index, I'm having an odd frequency. So my element will be index plus 1. Index plus 1. Index is 2. 2 plus 1, which is 3. Okay. So this is my better approach. This is going to be my better approach. And one more thing. And a very, very optimal approach, which will solve my problem in O of n time complexity and O of 1 complexity is, I'll be telling you a small hint. I'll be giving you a hint. You want to go search on that and you want to get me the answer tomorrow, because today nobody was active. I don't know why. Okay, so I'll be giving you a small hint. You want to go and search for the answers and you have to tell me tomorrow. Okay, so we have seen different operators, right? In Java, we have seen different operators. So by making use of such one operator, you'll be able to solve the problem in O of n time complexity and O of 1 space complexity. Okay, so I want the answer from the people, and this is your homework tomorrow. Homework today. Okay, so you have to get me the logic of how to apply some operators in order to solve this particular problem in O of n and O of 1 complexities. Okay, so yes, strings in Java. Let's see more about strings from tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow I'll start with strings and another challenge we have, and then okay, I'll be starting up with the OOPS concept. Okay, so it's 8:29. So let's stop until this. Okay, so guys, if you have any doubts, you can let me know in the chat, or else we'll wind up. You can also let me know if any, if any feedback has to be given, you can also drop it in the chat and we'll wind it up. So yes, with this I'm winding up for today's session. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you for your patience. And tomorrow let's start the session with Java strings. Okay. Yes, thank you. And if you're having any doubts, you can drop it in the chat. And also, that day I have given you a QR, right? Okay. I'll get this QR afterwards. Okay. Tomorrow I'll show you the QR. Okay, you can join in that group, and there also we'll discuss. So with this, I would like to wind up today's session. Thank you all for your patience. Thank you all.
Okay, no. Okay, so also the grant requires